What is up, guys? And we're here again for another segment for Setsu-Ani's Creators Lounge. And we're here, of course, with the one and only craftsman, the one and only Gelo Grayson.
Hello,
Hi!
nice to see you guys.
First of all, how are you doing today?
I feel super great. I really love my costume and I feel so hot.
Of course.
It's really hot.
I mean, literally, and
Literally and figuratively.
may share to us, who are you cosplaying today?
I'm cosplaying Lilywise from Nikkei, and this is my favorite costume of this month. It changes every month because it's so nice.
Yes. So, how was your experience so far for the 3 days of this festival, Cosplay Matsuri,
So far.
for 2023?
Yeah, so far Cosplay Matsuri has been super tiring, but it's been super worth it. Especially when it comes to meeting my clients, meeting some of my potential clients, and people who want to buy my prints. I'm super happy to meet people. It's really great.
Yes, I'm also glad to see you finally being a regular on boothing.
Yeah, exactly.
First
yeah.
time I met you was from Conquest.
Conquest pa, yeah, that was so fun, at least for me.
Yeah. How long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying since 2014, 2013, and yeah, I started usually with the superhero costumes like Nightwing. And fun fact, his name is Dick Grayson, and that's why I got Gelo Grayson.
Ooh, yes. We got a bit of a lore there, right?
Lore, Gelo Grayson lore.
Yes. You've already done a lot of cosplays.
Yes.
So, which of the cosplays you've done is the first that you can tell is a successful portrayal over all these years?
Ooh. Throughout these years, I think the costume I can say that's like that is my Genji. So that was a time when I used to do a lot of armor costumes for myself. I don't do it as often now because I don't have space to store the armor anymore. But to me, getting Genji done was like 2 to 3 years of like trying to get it to work. And I only actually got it to work at the 3rd year. And honestly, di ko pa na-shoot ng maayos yung final form niya. But I feel super satisfied because I got the silhouette from 3D printing all the way down to fabric, silk screen printing, and then marami talagang processes. And I think for me, that's one of my best costumes, and I feel like I really succeeded in that one.
Did it also have a proper photo shoot?
I did, pero just the older versions. Like, my newer version has a new 3D printed face shell, 3D printed yung ibang parts. I'm still not satisfied, but right now it's okay na.
Oh, okay. At least.
At least,
you've,
diba?
at least you've accomplished one of your
Yes, that's so true.
On your 9 years of cosplaying, which dream cosplay have you already accomplished or it's still on planning?
That's hard. I don't know if you can see it at the back, but my Korra cosplay is over there. I think for me, that's one of my dream cosplays, especially this year. This is a game from Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. When the first game came out, I wanted to cosplay this character, but she was too small. She was like chibi, but she got older on the next game, and I was like, oh my god, I have to be her. And like, the nice thing about this project was that my partner Maria Song was the one who made my costume, and then I made the props, and then my sibling Dinny Grayson was the one who made the wig. So honestly, that's one of my super happy with that costume.
Yes, we've seen also the process too when you've been 3D printing the spectacles.
Yeah,
for her,
exactly. Yeah, that was so much fun. It was like another passion project for me, and I'm so happy it actually happened. And more pictures coming soon.
Yes. So, can you share us how did you started your career in this community as a craftsman?
As a craftsman na talaga, I always like telling this story because when I was starting my business, I did it on the side when I was working an office job. And what I've been doing was like, after office, I would spend all of my free time just working on my own things and, just sometimes the things for my friends. So I wasn't fully doing it for, as a business yet. One day, I was like wishing, this thing that I'm doing will slowly take over my life until it becomes my main job. And it did. After 2 years in the office, I have to quit. I'm getting so many inquiries. I think I really have to do this for me. If I don't do it, then I'll go back. But it was so scary. I had to cry many weeks because I didn't know if my decision was the right thing to do. But now I know, now that, couple years forward, it was the right thing to do. And yeah, I'm just so happy and so lucky that things turned out the way it did.
So you finally found your calling.
Ay nako, yeah. You know me. See, I have less stress marks on my face.
Can you also share us a part of what made you have interest in pursuing making props and armor? Yeah.
Okay, another Gelo trivia. So before this, I did a lot of scale modeling. So scale modeling is basically when you get plastic model kit, and it's usually like a World War II airplane for me. I love World War II airplanes. You have to assemble it, you have to glue things together, and then you have to paint it from start to finish. And you can detail it with so many different things. Like, like if you want to make the levers and the knobs, and they're extremely tiny, huh?
Yeah.
I was doing that when I was in elementary school. All the way up to high school, I stopped because it was expensive, and yeah, it was very expensive.
Yeah, I've also seen one of your stories where you finally got back into skill modeling. It was a small thing. I forgot the exact model, but I saw you being so happy that you finished that.
That was like super one of the things that, it's like finally I have the money to spend to go back to this hobby.
Yeah.
And fun fact, the way I paint my scale models before is still the same way I make my props now. And it's also, I use hobby paints also to airbrush my props. So it's really like, it's the same thing. It's just one-to-one scale.
Congratulations on going back on your hobby.
Oh, yeah. I thank you so much. I'm super happy. Kita naman eh.
Yeah. Can you share us the struggles before being a craftsman? How did you manage to overcome?
Especially for new crafters out there, and even continuing crafters, the biggest struggle talaga is finding your price. And it's not just about the cost of materials. It's about figuring out how much I'm worth. It's a lot of trial and error. One time, I had to make a whole Monster Hunter armor. You know how much I charged? 8,000 pesos. It was so... When my friend looked at it, he was like, bro, dapat 50,000 pesos yan.
Very true.
It's so complicated. So I had to hand sculpt this parang bone marrow texture on the armor.
Yeah.
And then for the scales, I didn't use leather scale. I literally got the rubber sheet. I cut all the scales one by one. That was one of my first big commissions.
And that was very meticulous.
Sobra. It was kind of crazy, but now I know better because people have told me what my worth is. And it helps to have friends also in the industry. You know, it's like, you're worth it, man. It helps you convince yourself that I am worth it. So, for the crafters out there, increase your prices because you're worth it. Another thing I want to say, because if you increase your prices, you're gonna be pressured to make it good. Because if they look at your work and it's like super expensive, but it's really bad, boy. You're in big trouble.
As a cosplayer or craftsman, how do you believe you can connect or inspire others with your craft?
Actually, I've been seeing this around all the time with people around here I've been talking to people who followed my works, and they said I'm so inspired just looking at how I do things, seeing that I love what I do inspires them to actually keep doing their stuff. And honestly, for me, that's the best feeling. Na parang my work, even if I'm just having fun, has a positive influence on other people. Even if, that's my goal talaga anyway. But it's nice to think,
It's really happy to see that you've been inspiring others with just doing what you want.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like paying it forward.
Paying it forward, totally. Yeah, that's why if anyone needs repairs, I have Greco here. I have a glue gun, so I can fix your costumes for free. You can tip me if you want.
In your 9 years of cosplaying, what kept you going during the most difficult times of your cosplay career or as your career as a craftsman?
What kept me going talaga was just focusing on the process of making. Because I fell in love with my work because I love making things. There are times in my business life that talagang I didn't know if I can still pay for the bills next month. For me, just concentrating on what makes me happy, the making of the props, and seeing in person like I made this is what really kept me going. It's honestly really difficult when things get hard in life talaga. But that's really what kept me going. So, yun lang.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
What are your future plans that we should look forward to?
Future plans. Oh my God, wait for some more workshops that are on your way. I want to do a painting workshop, and people have been asking me to do an online workshop. For me, that's going to be the easiest thing to do because all I have to do is set things up in my studio. Now, for in-person workshops, you can do that on my photo studio in Melting Pot Studios, Manila. It's a nice venue for us to learn things. But not only that, I'm always an advocate of using 3D printers. So stay tuned for even more 3D printing workshops very soon. Next year, a lot of things to do. I want to learn. I want to teach people how to do these things, and it's empowering you to make things. And I think for me, that's one of the best things.
Also, let's claim next year that you get more invitations to
Oh my God!
have seminars too.
Yes, honestly, sana. Book me please. My emails
Okay,
are
organizers,
open.
take note.
Yes, GeloGraysonProps@gmail.
What are your message to aspiring cosplayers or prop makers?
Okay. For you guys, crafters out there, I said it a while ago na how any inspiring words would be for crafters like me. Try to expand your horizons, okay? Doing things in rubber sheet is honestly very cool. If you get to learn a little bit more 3D printing as well, oh my God, you're just gonna level up your work.
So,
as well.
purchasing a 3D printer would be a very, very good investment.
Oh my
for
God,
this
yes,
era.
especially if you're going to do little gems or repeating patterns na it's gonna be very hard to cut. 3D printer saved my life. One thing I want to say, I always say this on my workshops, is that 3D printing gave back my life because they can work while I sleep.
Oh,
Diba?
yeah.
You gotta work smart.
It is very long process to wait.
Yeah, and during the pandemic, I could not hire employees.
Oh, very true. Very
So I had to buy employees.
yeah.
Malaki lang talaga but yung initial investment. But it's getting so much cheaper. So much cheaper. You can get a good 3D printer for 7K or lower. Message me. I'll help you guys
Okay.
out.
What would be your message to your followers or those who have already believed in your craft?
Well, thank you very, very much, everybody, for supporting me on Gelo Grayson, and especially for the people who supported me on my cross-dressing journey, not just my crafting, because this is something, me dressing up as a girl, it also took a lot of courage, and your kind words really helped me become who I am right now, and I'm extremely thankful for everybody who supported me.
And you've just started cross-dressing this year, right?
Around
Or
last
already last year?
Last year, I think. But now is the time I'm finally exploring new makeup styles, and I'm learning from other people as well. And it's been so I'm sobrang supportive kayong lahat. It's nakakatuwa.
Of course. As we see the process in everything you've made, in every cosplay you've prepared, we are feeling the energy, we feel your energy, we feel the joy on how much you love your craft.
Oh, that's
we would also
great.
like to thank you for sharing it.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for doing the interview. This is
Yes,
really
thank you.
fun.
I've been meaning to interview you since last year.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
finally
before.
Yeah. That's it for this interview. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
So that's it for this interview for Creators Lounge, and this is Setsu-Ani, capturing moments and delivering stories. See you on the next convention.